Well, good day and welcome once again to Moments with Dr. Steve. I'm Dr. Steve Bonenberger. Been doing this a long, long time. My work is always about the broken and the disheveled and, of course, the marginalized. And our belief is always that God has a plan and that God hasn't forgotten people. Yesterday was an interesting day for me. Every day has value for me. But I spoke to a man who pinged me on one of the forums that we speak into, and he talked to me about the fact that his world was crumbling and his business was deteriorating and he couldn't figure it out. And this is a competent man that I'd never met before, but it was just so interesting listening to the travails and the lament. And it just reminded me to come today to talk to you about Light Finds You and about the fact that we're in a very difficult and kind of a, I don't know exactly how to describe it yet, but I'm working on it. I'm a wordsmith, aren't I? And so what I want you to know, first off, is you're not alone. The mythology that's being pushed forward is that everybody's succeeding, life is in the golden age, and of course that mythology is being shattered every single day. And so we remind you that here on this platform, first off, we understand and we do not send any kind of disparaging words to you. We send encouraging words. And I want you to know that light finds you. And we're going to talk today about the sacred pathway that leads from surrender to empowerment. And I first want you to know that everything that I have done in my life has been about the work of caring for broken people. I have not had the privilege, I suppose, or the course or the concourse of working with, radically successful people. Other people do that, and I'm grateful for them. My work has been about the marginalized and the broken and the disheveled and the people that have been pushed far, far into the, into the desert regions. That's where God has had me plowing for 40 years. And so I want you to know that light will find you. I know how difficult it is right now. It's difficult for me. It's difficult for the people that I know, most of them. But light doesn't wait for perfection, folks. It doesn't require credentialing. It doesn't ask for your remedy. Light, the light of God, will find you. It finds you in the middle of the mess. It finds you when the good things stop working. It finds you when the income stops arriving. It finds you when you whisper, I cannot do this alone. Light will find you in the middle of your depression, where silence will scream at you and your soul just laments how long the sting has lasted. Addiction, when your body craves for things that are wrong for it, and your spirit feels rejected in your desperation, where your breath feels borrowed and time feels cruel. Bankruptcy, many people are staring down too many bills and not enough money. Illness and infirmity and congested thinking and church and religious institutions that don't seem to care, and home when quiet corners don't cradle sacred longings and songs anymore. You don't chase light. You surrender and light comes to you. And now I want you to know that we, on our end of the conversation, are doing our small part to help. We're not saying that's foolishness and, ridiculousness to think that ours is the only voice. No, that's silliness. But ours is a voice in the chorus, if you will, the great pantheon of voices. We certainly want to be in that group. We want to be in the pantheon of people that determine to help those that are struggling mightily. Well, we want, and presenting valuable assets and resources. And so we have created a progression, if you will, of how to begin to reinvent life. And it has come out of the many, many years of work I have done with broken people. And it always starts for me with writing. And so writing for me is the beginning. And I'll tell you something that happened a couple of days ago. And so the Writer's Covenant composition and compilation is where we suggest and ask you to start. A few days ago, a guy told me that I was a fool. Not the first time somebody said that to me. Okay? I mean, I've kind of gotten leathery skin over the years, but still, some words sting. But he said, you're a fool. People don't write anymore. He said, people use the chats to write. He said, what's the matter with you? So what are you thinking about? He said, you're never going to get anywhere with that. And I thought, every time I have worked with anyone, whether it's a person, a family, a church, an organization, a business, whatever it is, I always start with writing. Why? Because the first thing you have to do is get clarity of thought. My daughter has this line that she'll say to me from time to time, extreme clarity, Dad, extreme clarity. And to get out of being a vagaholic. And boy, that is a punch, isn't it? But it's true. Writing brings clarity. And at the beginning of every single adventure, you need to start with the idea that you can create something. And the first thing you have to create is your story. You have to get it right. You have to get it real. You have to get it honest. You have to get it raw. You have to get it, non-gussied up, to quote my old grandmother. You've got to tell the truth so that you can deal with the circumstances that have brought you to this day in your life. Next after that comes the genius path. Next after that comes solitude. Because for me, solitude is the great forge of God. And you'll notice when you go to thoughtpros.com that the solitude course is up and working. And we pray one day that thousands of people every day are plowing into it. Why? Because solitude is the forge. Solitude is where the hammer of God meets the hardness of your soul. You must go into solitude. You simply must. And it is not a cruel thing. It is a reinventive thing. After that comes the genius path. And if you look over here, I don't know how to do this, but there. That's the only trademark I've ever received from the United States government, is the genius path, because it's genius. And it's this idea that inside of you is an idea that you can take to an empire. That course will be up very soon. And then following that comes critical mass, which is the power of personal gain and the ability to build teams. You cannot do this work alone. You must work in community. And we are now crafting the Invoke system so that you can market and sell and prosper from the work that you have created with your own hands and your own mind. And so I say to you, as this day begins, and we're going to be here every day that we can, Monday through Friday at least, at 8 a.m. PST, so set your clocks. We say to you without any kind of hesitation that the world around you is not shifting, it has shifted. And that traditional employment and traditional means of creating and securing and keeping incomes is long past tense. What is current and what is present tense is creativity. And you have a gift, and you must build your craft. You must invest in yourself. You must find a community of caring people that have the same level, if not greater levels of expectation and passion that you contain inside your soul. If you want to talk to me, go to thoughtpros.com. Leave me a message. If not, just absorb the content. Let it do its work. It is designed to help you thrive. Till next time, this is Moments with Dr. Steve. I'm Dr. Steve Bonenberger. Travel far, my friends. Travel far.